Okay, so hi everybody. My first time, my first video. This is just a very random video because for those of you who don't know me, as most of you may not know me, I am Bubele. I'm Zimbabwean girl. I'm 19 years old and right now I'm a college student abroad in Switzerland. So you can imagine move from Africa to Europe. And as a Christian girl, I come from a very strong Christian background and I've been in a very conservative environment. And for those of you who have grown up in Africa, you know how conservative families can be, or reserved, and it's just different. You have more morals. Everybody is your family, I guess. Like, it takes a whole village to grow one child, so everyone is part of the community. Anyway, too much blabbering, but this video is basically I feel like just venting out how I feel right now as a college student. It's been close to 10 if not 11 months since I've moved from home. So I moved to Switzerland in April 2017 and right now we're in January 2018, and as of now I am working on an internship for 6 months. So from December to June I'll be alone, living alone. So by God's grace I have an apartment. If God willing, I'll make another video about how I got my apartment because it was all God. Anyway, to the point of this video, I'm just feeling very moved and grateful. I don't want to be emotional, but I was just going out to get myself some dinner right now, and I found myself turning back because I just felt like turning back. I felt like someone was following me, but then I realized there's no one, and it came to my mind that there's nothing to be afraid of. God has kept you for up to now for all your 18 years. And if he has kept you from the beginning, he will keep you until the end of time. He even says it in his word, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. And even as I'm speaking about God keeping me right now, I'm taken back to when I was born. I was born as a preterm baby, and I was less than 1 kg. I don't know how many pounds that is, but like I was less than 1 kg, of which the standard average weight of a baby is around 3 kg. So you can imagine I was born a month early, way underweight, and it's been God's grace. I mean, that's the whole meaning of my name. Bubele is grace of God in Zulu, an African language. And I feel like just God is reminding me of his grace over my life. And I've been thinking, like, where I am right now, in all honesty, if I am really honest, I'm not really, I'm happy. I'm really happy. I love God. I love Jesus with all my heart. He saved me, but I'm not happy because for up to a year now, I haven't been to church since I left home, and there's no way as a proper Christian you can grow necessarily, if I should say, as a Christian without being in the fellowship of other believers in a church. So it has been my heart's cry right now. I just came before God in all honesty. I'm like, God, you know what I'm thinking, you know my plans for me, but I would really love to belong to a fellowship. I just want that sense of belonging because I'm away from home. I'm in a foreign land, and being part of a church is, you just feel more welcome. And I'm like thinking, maybe I'm not gonna be in college in Switzerland my whole 3 years that I'm supposed to be here. Maybe God has got a different plan for me, because I'm really worried, if I should say, about my spirituality, because I can't go a full year without church. There's only so much Bible reading, or not so much Bible reading, you can do just by yourself in your room, and it just really dawned upon me, and I was really contemplating, like, God, like, show me a sign, do something for me, because it's like my heart's cry to be part of a fellowship, because being part of a fellowship, part of my calling, I guess I should say my ministry, is singing, and I really love singing. I was in the choir fire, if you should say. And for the last month that I was in home before I left for college, I felt like God was preparing me for something. And that's what most of the ladies in church and most of the elders, and God was sending words out to people, and they were saying that God is doing something in me. And I'm wondering, how come God is only doing something in me now, just as I'm about to leave and be away from my home, and be away from my whole life, what I've grown up with. And I trust and believe God knows what his plans are for my life. But once in a while you have your own thoughts that overcome you. But yeah, it's just my prayer that God continues to guide me. I'm really grateful God has kept me. I'm really grateful God has kept me. I have been through the normal crazy college stuff. As a Christian girl, being in a conservative home, I never used to go out really. And I think personally it's not in my personality. I'm not very outgoing. I'm very quiet, very much like my mother. I'm very quiet, reserved. I don't like being around people. Nah, I just, I could spend the whole day in my room, a whole year, but I would get bored, yes. But I mean, I could just spend the whole time indoors, go out to eat, maybe meet friends, come back. Nothing major. Yeah, that's just how I am. But as I came to college, you get a culture shock, you merge and mix with different people, and obviously you make new friends, and they influence you or they don't influence you. You just mingle. And if I should say, I did mingle, and I got into a bit of a not a wrong crowd. I mean, of course they're wrong, because when I was not living according to God's word. But anyway, I got with some friends who made me we ended up doing crazy things, just we were clubbing. I mean, those days were good, but I mean, when I think about it as me being there then, I enjoyed myself then. But now that I've turned back, or I am turning around, I realized that it was pointless, because if I think about all those nights that we went clubbing, I really think about it. Why do girls go clubbing? Like, do they really find peace in going out, spending the night with one guy, and then not talking to them ever again? Because personally, I thought, like, being in college, I was gonna get influenced, peer pressured into things. I thought my views on my sexuality, no, not sexuality, but my principles on sexual relationships were going to be changed or weakened, in the sense that, as opposed to what I believe in purity and abstaining and celibacy until marriage, I thought I was going to be pressured one day to a point where I actually thought that sleeping with someone was going to be a good idea, to the point where I was okay with it. But I realized that when I got myself into situations where I was very intimate with a guy, even when I was being intimate, I wasn't really completely not myself. I wasn't so intoxicated not to have my willpower, Even when I was really intoxicated, of which most of those times I never really got close to a guy, I still had that sixth sense, which I'm sure was the Holy Spirit that guided me, that stopped me from going any further in terms of sexual relationships with a guy. And yeah, it's just been God who has kept me, and I really am grateful, because God brings people to you at a certain time, and those people that he sends, they are there for a reason. And I'm really grateful, because when was this? In the fall semester of last year in around October, we have a new intake of students, obviously every semester, and I heard there was this Nigerian girl who came to school, and I'm like, knowing myself as an African, I'm like, that girl, she's definitely a Christian. Funny thing, excuse me, the minute I saw her, oh my god, I couldn't have been more right. You know, she just had that ambience, if I should say. She just had that aura of a very virtuous young woman. Oh my god. Ooh, she's such a virtuous young lady. Oh my god. I really admire her. She's really a gem, if I should say. I don't know if I should say her name, but yeah, her name is Moyosore Oluwa Odunfa. She's such a beautiful soul, like, honestly, and she was such an encouragement to me. She really encouraged me. Like, when I got to know that she was Nigerian, I was like, yeah, she's Christian. Well, at first I thought, I was positive that she's Christian. And then one weekend we were working in the kitchen together. She's in 2 terms behind me, and so we were working as mixed terms in the kitchen, and I realized she's such a nice person. And then when I got to talk to her, she's like, yeah, I'm a Christian, and yeah, I'm born again. And she was based in the UK for some time, and then but she's from Nigeria, but she was based in the UK for some time, and then now she's here, excuse me. And yeah, she was just telling me about how her senior year of high school was like the epitome of her Christianity. I'm like, oh my gosh, the same for me, because I feel like in my especially my last year of high school, which is just 2017, no, 2016. I finished high school in October 2016, and I feel like during that period of the last 4 months of 2016, that's when the whole change was happening with me, and I was becoming more, I was really just having a great journey with God, you know. For all these years I had been a Christian church going girl, you know, and it's only because, you know, when you're growing up in a Christian home, you're doing it because the rest of the family is doing it. You go to church because everyone's going to church. But I feel like that's not what Christianity is about, and that's what I realized in the last 4 months of me being at home. Christianity became more of a personal relationship between me and God, not a whole family decision of going to church and reading the Bible and being good and everything. But it changed, and I think that's what Christianity is about in essence, if I should say. And so that whole revelation, I guess that's what the change was. The words that were being spoken to me, that there's a change coming, and, you know, God is doing something great. I guess that's what it was, me discovering what Christianity is. And yeah, and I'm grateful that I have had a few friends who have come along. So after I met Moyo from Nigeria, we started a fellowship, and it was around 4 of us girls, and we were all African. One from Nigeria, one from Congo, 2 from Kenya, and then me from Zimbabwe. And then later on, another Zimbabwean girl joined us, and we became a fellowship. So we would have Bible study every week, and this was only in the last 3 weeks of my final term, before I started work 3 weeks ago. So we had only met, we had just met, and then we immediately went into the Bible study, and it only lasted for 3 weeks. And I must say, I'm really sad, because I'm never going to see those girls again, because we are all in different semesters. We're not going to be aligned. Our schedules of going back to school, coming from work and going to work, are never going to be the same. But I'm grateful to God who gave me the opportunity to meet those girls. Maybe there's more Christians who are going to speak up now, and you know, I hope we all stand together, and hopefully there will be the fellowship and love that I've been crying out for, you know. Yeah, so that's about it for the video. A bit random. Hopefully I'll be able to post more or something like that, and hopefully something more structured. But yeah, that was just a bit of my introduction and a bit of a rant, chit chat, get to know me kind of thing. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to, leave a comment of any ideas of videos that you may want me to do, and hopefully I'll be able to grow this channel by God's grace, because this was a very random video. So yeah, thank you everybody. I hope you stay blessed. May God continue to shine his face upon you and continue to grow in God's love. Bye.